Are there any obvious clues that would typically tip off a police officer to pull somebody over? There's a lot of obvious things. I mean, whether you're drunk or not, there are things that you shouldn't be doing. And there are things that people do because they're texting or they, you know, didn't keep their car up to snuff, that sort of thing. What are the most common that you see in your cases?
Well, Erica, we always talk about rolling probable cause. When I'm driving around with my wife, we see other cars and we're like, oh, that one's rolling probable cause. And what does that mean? Well, cars that have tail lights out. Although under Ohio law, you only have to have one working tail light, it's still an indicator for the officer. A lack of a license plate light, turn signals that don't work or aren't used. Obviously, you don't want to be speeding. You don't want to commit other traffic violations. You know, it's not illegal to drink and drive. That's not a crime. It never has been a crime. I guess since the 1920s, when alcohol possession and consumption was illegal, absent a medical prescription. But don't draw attention to yourself if you have been drinking. So in those situations, Erica, where you've gone out to dinner, you've had a couple glasses of wine with your dinner, you're responsibly consuming alcohol, on your way home, the best way to avoid police is, first and foremost, make sure that your car's in proper working order. Make sure that all of your lights are functioning. Then make sure that you obey all of the traffic laws. Go the speed limit. Use your turn signal. Stop behind the stop bar, stop signs, and at traffic lights. Be an especially careful driver so that the officer doesn't have a legitimate reason to pull you over in the first place. And that sort of level of care and attention, if you do ultimately get pulled over anyways, are the sorts of bits and pieces of evidence that I'm going to use in first negotiating with the prosecutor to convince them that this was a bogus charge in the first place, or we all know how recalcitrant they can be, telling the jury the driving was sober. Therefore, the person was sober.
Mm-hmm.
Setting us up, setting your defense team up early to show that you drove like a sober person, walked like a sober person, talked like a sober person throughout the whole process is the best way to avoid, first, coming to the attention of law enforcement, and second, being convicted of DUI if you are drawn to their attention and cited.